Hello all you wonderful people, and greetings from Universal Studios Japan, where you can experience Dracula sticking his finger up, the Terminator's skull looking at you, the Jurassic Park ride, the Jaws ride, Waterworld, and of course Frankenstein in front of a Woody Woodpecker character. You can experience all that. There's nothing here that hasn't left. Yes, I am back in Japan after an extensive trip in Southeast Asia. I conquered Angkor Wat in Cambodia. I crawled through Vietnamese tunnels in Vietnam, and I explored the heck out of the city that they call Hong Kong. If you didn't see those videos, here's a playlist up here. Highly recommend checking it out. But today, we're at Universal Studios Japan. Right now is a very interesting time at Universal Studios Japan. It's right after Christmas and right before their Cool Japan event. So this is the most neutral time at Universal Studios Japan. So right now you can actually experience the park on its own merits and not with any goofy layover or anything like that. I guess other than the parade, but the parade's awesome. This normal form of this park is very unusual, much like the globe, because right now, for some reason, it's not spinning at all, perchance due to renovations to it. But it's unique not seeing it spinning around. And speaking of their next event, it's going to be Universal Studios Cool Japan, which is going to have Lupin III and Detective Conan attractions. Lupin III is going to be a 3D roller coaster attraction, so the indoor roller coaster that they have right now is currently down because that's where it's going to go. But enough jabbering about the park, let's go inside. The line is really short, so it's gonna be a good day. So I just walked in and I grabbed the map for the park, and they already got the Cool Japan stuff on it, which has Detective Conan and Lupin on it, but it also has Sailor Moon, Attack on Titan, and Godzilla vs. Evangelion. Why is this? It's a little confusing if you don't know any Japanese, but their website has been updated in English, and there is two events going on. There's going to be the spring event and the summer event. The spring event only has Lupin and Detective Conan, but you get Attack on Titan, Evangelion versus Godzilla, and Sailor Moon in the summertime. So obviously the best time to come is during the summer, but this is still going to be awesome. It's just going to be a little confusing for people who are like, oh man, I'm going to see all this when I go to Universal today. But then you're like, wait a minute, there's only 2 or 3 attractions. And because it's winter, the winter clothes are out. And this might be the most dope thing they've got, a Jaws shirt in Japanese. The hats are pretty cool too, but it also looks like Universal is celebrating Valentine's Day right now, which Haru told me that this was a big thing at one point in time, but it doesn't look like that anymore. Time I was here, I was trying to figure out what the heck this building would possibly be. I don't know what attraction would be coming. But on the back of the map, I think that may have answered my question. I'm definitely not the target market for this, but boom, bada bing, bada bang, it's probably that. Or Sing on Tour is going right in that building right there, which has a stage already in it. If I was a betting man, I'd say it'd be there. And it looks like the Lupin III sign is already up, but it's being covered up because it's going to open up at the end of the week. It's going to be a bank heist, my friends. This reminds me of the mystery gift that they could win on The Simpsons, and then a kid jumps on it and rides away like a bike. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not a bike. I'm not super well versed in the property, however, I did really like the one movie I saw on it, so I'm excited to see this. And that giant Christmas tree has gone the way of the season and is now a green cylinder. I guess that's what happens. This area is always kind of in flux because there used to be a big globe right over here, and now they just made it into like a park area, and then they had a sitting area. It's always constantly like, what do we do with this area? Do we put seats there, or what do we do? I don't know. However, during the summer, this area is really cool to kind of just chill and relax because it gets very, very busy. You'll have to excuse the temporary walls that are up there for the projection show they do for Christmas, but this area is almost exactly like what it used to look like at Universal Studios Florida, and that used to be the Daily Planet before Jimmy took over the joint, retheming it. But it's amazing that this place is almost exactly a one-for-one shot without the words Daily Planet on it, where Superman worked, which was the connection between DC and Universal. That partnership that almost happened can still be seen in both Universal Studios Japan and in Florida, but it's just really weird that right down the way from where the Daily Planet was, the Daily Bugle is right here where Spider-Man works. There's a newspaper company. They're not impresarios. They just try to do their best. Speaking of this amazing attraction, one thing I never noticed is right next to the front, there's actually a little plaque dedicating that this was the greatest dark ride for over 6 years. I didn't even know this was here. And does this count the one that's in Florida or this one or both of them? I'm confused. And while most people would find this ride absolutely amazing, one thing I find amazing is this right here. Finnegan's, you rule. The only problem about this beer is that it takes a degree in applied physics to figure out how to drink. They've even got a stage for a live performer here, but I don't think they use it. It looks a little different from the one in Orlando, but it's close enough, right? The theater, which held Insidious: The Last Key, which I don't think actually had a release in Japan, is currently empty. I wonder if they're going to use this for the Conan escape room experience, or they're going to use the big soundstage that's over by the 4D theater. The only reason I have that question is because the marquees are empty. And speaking of collaborations between DC and Universal, this is a remnant of something that would reference that. Gotham Ice Company, Gotham being where Batman's from, and maybe you could say the Penguin or Mr. Freeze would have to do with this. But if you want to read something good about that failed collaboration, check out Theme Park University. They did some great articles on it. Even a Joker roller coaster, it sounded amazing. And if you look past the sea of people, the lake, and Amity, you can see some construction for the Super Nintendo World. It is going strong, my friends. It is coming soon. Only 2 years left. Wait, less than 2 years. Only 1 year until that premiere. That's going to be crazy. If you enjoy a sea of people, you'll love Minion Park. But I don't. Unsurprisingly, Lombardi's Landing is going to be used for a restaurant space for Detective Conan. If you're down for a mystery dinner theater, well, my friends, you could come right here and be very, very happy. It's just a little disappointing to me because this area for Halloween Horror Nights was used for the Nightmare on Elm Street haunted house the first time I came, and I would love to see another haunted house in this building. Even though it is a restaurant space, I think more people would enjoy it as a restaurant space, but hey, what can you do? For the most part, the Jurassic Park area is completely unchanged. But there's one thing I think they could use for Halloween Horror Nights, at least. USJ, if you're listening, which I don't think you are because I'm just some guy that shows up in your place every once in a while, please utilize this building for either special events other than private dinner events. Use it for Halloween Horror Nights. This would be an excellent place to put a haunted house. I've seen it done in Orlando and it works great. Some say that crows are symbols of death, but right on that gate where that crow is, that's going to be the entrance to the Super Nintendo World. And I'm pretty sure in a very short while, this area will be known for being one of the busiest places in this park. And you know what? I can't wait. I'm not sure why, but the Jaws ride is selling huge Jaws. Don't understand that, but you know, someone probably knows why. And also, looks like a cat was found. It's a beautiful cat. I hope it's doing well. It's great to see that Battle Shark Jaws still has a fan base enough to, you know, keep the ride open. Even though the hurricane may have come and blasted, oh, there's the fire from the explosion sequence back there. But, you know, the hurricane may have come and destroyed most of the trees. Still looks amazing. The Brown Derby has been changed into a Despicable Me reference, which I think you can figure out from this. which if you like Despicable Me, that's great. And if you don't like fluffy unicorns, well, I got bad news for you. This is the whole store. It's just fluffy unicorns everywhere. That's it. Yeah, this is maybe a little too much. With the night comes the cold, and it is very cold out here. So folks, I may have to say... You can do it. I can do it. We can all do it. Stay groovy. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back here at the end of the week for Universal Cool Japan's first day of operation. Really excited about it. And I was really happy to see what Universal looks like when it's just normal, which is a rarity. Peace!